All right. So I decided to put together another training for you guys if you guys are around. I'm going to be talking about the next pillar of business building, which is very exciting. So I know there's a little bit of a drag or a little bit of a stream when it comes to these Facebook Lives. So hopefully everybody can hear me, and I'm just going to roll in about the next minute or two. What I wanted to actually more so talk about is this is going to be a series of videos that I wanted to create for you because I have some content that I want to deliver to you guys that are going to help you to be able to grow your business and scale your business properly if that is of interest to you. So I hope that you enjoy this information, and I hope that you get some value out of it. And nothing of return is required from you guys. I just want to give you guys some content, pay it forward, as I always do. So with that being said, just give me a quick second here. I'm going to be flipping through screens. I'm not too sure how to do this, but we'll figure it out. I just want to do a quick little view here to see what's going on, to see who's watching right now. And if nobody's live, that's okay too. We're going to get going here. So, once again, this is the three pillars of business building and obviously creating wealth for you within inside of your business. You're going to have to forgive me here. I got a little bit of a tickle in my throat, but I'm going to power through this, and you guys are going to be the benefactors of this particular training here. So, let's get right into it. First pillar of growing your business and, of course, as wealth is having high value skills and high value income generating activities. Now, if you guys are wondering what that is, what that entails of, I'll let you know right now. Here's the thing that you need to do. High value skills are the skill sets that you can develop and you can hone over time, that it's going to give you literally a massive competitive advantage or a great niche competitive advantage within your marketplace. And this is going to allow you to command either a six-figure or a seven-figure per year income. So what happens here is, I'll give you an example, my own personal story. So I started out with SEO. So I started out learning SEO. I started out learning how to build up links that get traffic. I started developing blogs and writing content on those blogs to attract SEO traffic. And then once I did that, I got to have a good skill set where all of a sudden I started making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. I then went on with my SEO skills to open up an agency. So I had at the time over 85 outsourcers, and I had an agency doing SEO. So what happened there now is, from the SEO, from the agency, I went on to the next stage, which was teaching and mentoring, showing clientele, creating courses about SEO. And I did that for a couple of years, and I made a very great income doing that. So those were the core skill sets. Those are high value skill sets that I had carved, right? And then from there, it went from SEO, it went over to paid traffic. So it went to learning and understanding a PPC with affiliate marketing, CPA marketing, right? And then I have another skill set, a high value skill set, which is in high demand, which was showing people exactly how to generate and drive traffic using pay-per-click marketing, using Facebook as the platform, and using other pay-per-click networks, and showing people exactly how to do that as well. So over time, I developed a core set of high value skills that allowed me to generate and command a six-figure to seven-figure per year income. So as an example now, the same thing is a cosmetic surgeon. So a cosmetic surgeon has to acquire high value skills, a core set of high value skills, so that they can go in and they can attract high value clients from either like the Hollywood elite, high profile politicians. So they have a core set of skills and they have high value skills that no matter what happens, as long as they look after themselves and as long as they don't get sued and they do great work, they're going to have a high value skill that they can carry on for the next 10, 15, 20 years of their income. So they'll always have high value income coming in, right? So the high value skills, they're learned and they're very specialized. So when it becomes to having high value skills, you've got to be able to invest your time, your energy, your money, your resources in order to acquire these high level skill sets, because you've got to stay current and you've got to stay ahead of your competition, right? So once you have a steady income using these high value skills and you've positioned yourself to be able to generate 6 or 7 figures per year, you can then move into the next phase, because the next phase now is, and part of this 3 pillars is the high income generating activities, which is what we're going to get into. So with the high income generating activities, what you need to do now is you need to be able to go into and market your high value skills on a consistent basis. And you want to be able to use strategic positioning of your content, and you want to be in the forefront of your market. So what happens here is when you want to be able to generate now income, and you need to be able to do it with high income generating activities. You don't want to be doing a $10 an hour job. You don't want to be doing like a $20 an hour job. You want to be able to have a team put into place, as I discussed in the previous training for the 3 pillars of wealth. You want to be able to have an A-player team built around you, so you focus on your high income activity or your high income generating activities, right? So what that happens now is you want to be able to get paid for everything that you do, and you want to be able to use it for strategic leverage, because as an example, you want to be getting paid to appear at events. You want to be getting paid for your speaking engagements. Your speaking engagements can be online, they can be offline. You want to be getting paid for your workshop. You want to be getting paid for somebody else using your brand. Now, with your content, you can license out your content to your competitors. You want to license out your content to people that are in the same niche as you that want to collaborate with you. And when you license out your content, you start to monetize every aspect of your business, right? So everything that you do should have a monetization component built into it, because this is what's going to allow you to leverage yourself now with income, and it's going to allow you to leverage yourself in the future when it comes to income. So don't get me wrong, free content is great, but at the same time, you've got to be very strategic with your content. So you want to be able to move your business and you want to be able to move somebody else's business together at the same time, so you're both bettering each other. So I give away a lot of highly valuable content, and I also leverage my content by licensing out my content and giving my content away to other people in other markets so that they can use it to bring in income. And I get a little piece of that on the back end. So I'm a big proponent, for those of you that know me, I'm always about content marketing, because content is king and content will generate your cash flow for you, right? So you can produce content and you can license out your content, like I've said, to other service providers who desperately need your content, because what they want to do is they want to be able to build, perhaps they want to build their own authority, perhaps they want to do it to build their own list, perhaps they want to do it to build a social media following. And in the future or now, you want to do it for collaborative ventures, right? So this is pillar number 1, is how you leverage your high income generating activities. So once you are in a predictable, steady, high income generating activity, once you start to put all this together, now what you're going to do is you're going to go into the next step, which is what I like to call, which is your scalable business. So with pillar number 2, this is all about having a highly scalable business, because once you have a high value skill set you've developed and you've honed your high value skill set, Now you've started to move and you started to go into high income generating activities that's going to help start to increase and you help to monetize what you're doing. Then you want to move into the next pillar, which is your highly scalable business, because ultimately that's what you want is a highly scalable business. So let's get into highly scalable business. Again, so now that you're having a highly predictable income, whether it be monthly or whether it be yearly, you can now start to turn that into a scalable business. Now, if your question is, well, how do I do that, Peter? Well, there's a couple of different leverage points that you can use. You can use promotion. So what you want to do is you want to be able to package up and you want to be able to market your story, your success through very strategic distribution channels. And you want to do this where you see your pool of buyers are sitting, right? And you obviously want to be able to make sure that you're able to give them value by paying it forward, by solving their issues up front without asking for a dime, right? With your direct proven methodologies and strategies. So what's going to happen is when somebody starts to see that you know what you're talking about and you have street credibility, you have industry insiders that look at you, that collaborate with you, and you have got a good name in the community, what's going to happen is over time, and it can be immediate as well, depending on how well you penetrate that burning problem that your market has, you can get paid on a consistent basis. And when you get paid on a consistent basis, you can turn this into a high value monthly retainer. Now, I've spoken about this before where clients, high value clients, they do come to me and they want to make sure that they stay in constant contact with me. So I like to put forth a high value monthly retainer. So what that does is I get paid almost in perpetuity, but I provide such outstanding value to my clientele that they see this as an investment inside of their business. And this is how you want to be able to structure your business in a way that it's not an expense for your high value clients or your customers. They see it as an investment. Once again, I have a couple of different membership sites where I get people that month in, month out, they pay me a set amount of income, and then I have a back end to the membership sites where people do one-on-one consultations. So I'm constantly getting paid month in, month out, over and over and over, literally in perpetuity, right? The next phase you want to do is acquisition. So what you can do here with the acquisition phase is you can look at underperforming assets that you want to acquire, and this is going to help you grow and scale your business. So once you've found underperforming assets that are within your marketplace or even outside of your marketplace that you can leverage, this is going to help you double and triple your business. So people are always asking me, well, how do I acquire an asset? It's very easy to acquire an asset. Just for an example, if you're in the e-commerce business and you've got your business up to $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, and you think you've hit a scale, well, I can guarantee you right now, depending on your e-commerce business model, there's probably about 10 collaborators or 10 competitors that are in your marketplace that are selling, if not the same products, similar products to you, or highly valuable added-on products that you can incorporate into your back end for your e-commerce model. So what now happens is not only do you have a constant revenue stream coming in on the front end, now you have assets that you can go out and you can acquire. You can license out those assets from those other e-commerce competitors or those people that you want to actually buy out. You can give them money up front, a small investment capital up front, and work out a deal where you're paying them money over every month, but you have full access to all their assets. This is how you're going to be able to scale your business. This is how you're going to be able to double and triple your business literally overnight. So having a highly scalable business, this gives you what I consider the almighty cash flow, because cash flow is king when it comes for you to be able to have a highly scalable business, right? You need cash flow to be able to scale your business. Understand something. Your high value skill sets are you bringing in the money. Your ability to have a highly scalable business is now considered cash flow. right? So having a highly scalable business right now gives you, like I said, gives you all that cash flow. You've got to be able to keep this in mind though, that you need to be able to keep your expenses and your overhead in check. And you want to be minimizing that by making sure that if you're a one person band, you obviously want to be bringing in A players to be able to build your business for you. You want to be able to have processes and systems that are put into place for your A players. So your A players, you will allow them, you will incentivize them, you will motivate them, and you will inspire them with money, opportunity, and recognition. So what happens now is they're able to build, grow, and scale your business for you into a highly scalable business. So your only job now as the CEO is basically to steer the ship, right? So let's continue on with pillar number 2 with your highly scalable business. So you also understand now that you want to be able to get paid, right, for everything that you do when it comes to being very strategic with your highly scalable business as well. You want to be able to have leverage, right? So leverage is key for you in this particular instance, right? So once again, even with a highly scalable business, you want to be able to get paid for events that you're going to. You want to be able to get paid for speaking engagements. You want to be able to get paid for putting on online or offline workshops. And again, as another part of your highly scalable business, there are certain assets in your highly scalable business, i.e., your prospect list that you can actually license out to somebody else, right? So again, you want to be able to make sure you understand how your high value core skill sets work to bring in money for you. Then you want to understand how to build out your highly scalable business so your business doubles and triples, right? And again, there's no sense having a highly scalable business, and you can't have a highly scalable business if you're constantly working in the business, right? You need to be able to have a complete system and processes built, and you need to have a competitive or highly competitive A-player team built into your corporate culture or built around you as far as your team to help you to build, grow, and scale your business. Because if you don't have those two components, it's going to be extremely hard for you to actually grow and scale your highly scalable business. That's not going to happen, right? So you want to be able to make sure that your A-player teams are running the business for you. You have systems and processes put into place so everything can basically run without you. You should be able to take out literally an extended period of time, anytime throughout the course of the year. If you'd like to, you should be able to take off an extended period of time, and you shouldn't be losing any more than 10% in your business, or your business should be growing by 10% because you've taken a giant step outside of your business and you're no longer in the business because you have an A-player team that's running your business for you, and you have process and systems put into place, right? This is how you're going to be having a highly scalable business. Now, if you have a highly scalable business, what happens now is you're going to be moving into the third pillar. And literally, this is the game changer for a lot of 7-figure and a lot of 8-figure entrepreneurs, business owners, mavens, marketers. And that's having a high return passive investment and income. This is key because the second pillar is having your highly scalable business, but you want to be able to now, your business, your highly scalable business should be making cash flow for you, because you want to be able to take that cash flow out now and you want to be able to put that cash flow into high return passive investments. And you want to be able to make sure those investments are bringing you more income, because now you have that cash flow to go do that investing, right? So with pillar number 3, what we have is you want to be able to have high return passive investments, and you want to be able to have income from those passive investments, right? Now, when people say, well, there's no such thing as passive income, there actually is passive income. Passive income is real, and there's a way that you build up to passive income. So let's go over these 3 pillars first of all so that you understand what you need to do. So you have pillar number 1. So pillar number 1 is your high value skill sets. and you're generating high value income generating activities, which is bringing you money. So you are making the money. So you're making the 6 to 7 figures per year. Now you want to be able to make sure if it's 6 to 7 figures per year, you want to be able to put yourself in a situation where you're doing 6 figures per month, or multiple 6 figures per month, then multiple 7 figures per month, and then beyond to get into that eight figure per year, or multiple 8 figure per year model, right? Pillar number 2 is now as you have a highly scalable business or businesses, the systems and the process are put into place, and the systems and the processes and the A team are making you money, right? That's pillar number 2. So it's not you making the money now. You've made the money from pillar number 1. You've scaled to pillar number 2. Your processes, your systems, and your team are building, growing, and scaling your business for you. So you're just steering the ship. Now, pillar number 3 is you want your high return passive investments, and you want the income. So what happens now is you want your money to be making money on top of your money, right? With very little input from you, because now it's all about you surrounding yourself and having a highly trained and a high value financial team put around you. So you have people that understand investments in different areas, right? And you also have you don't have a accountant, you have a tax team around you. Your tax team is mitigating and minimizing your tax exposure, right? This is what you want to have, right? So you want to look at this now as your third pillar is your investment should be making an annual return of anywhere from 10 to 12% bare minimum. So no matter what you do, these investments are going to keep churning out money for you year in, year out. Now you can get this where you can get this down where you're getting monthly investments, and you're just going to reinvest your monthly investments. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. So as an example, real estate. I buy real estate. I have a real estate portfolio, but I don't go after single family homes, because for me, single family homes are not an investment. Because if you lose one tenant and you're in a single family home, then it's going to take you a very long time to find the right tenant. You had to do all that marketing. You have to go through all sorts of people. You have to look at their credit scores. Now, if you have a management company or a property management company like I do that's looking after all that, great. But the thing is you don't want to start out with your single family, right? You want to start out with triplexes. You want to start out with small apartments. So you want to have 6 to 12 apartments, bare minimum, right? This is a good strategy for you to start out with once you've got to that level, because now what you're going to have is you're going to have good people around you. So what I would suggest that you do is as you're moving up to this level, you start to do your research. So you start to figure out, who do I need around me to be able to use real estate as an example as one of my high income or passive income streams, right? Next thing you want to do, you want to look at your high dividend income investment vehicles that you can reinvest every month. And these are dividends. You reinvest them every month or every quarter or annually, right? So what this means now is you want to be looking at high income yield stocks. You want to be looking at index funds. I'm not a big fan of mutual funds, because mutual funds, they have their front loading, their back loading, they have management fees, all this kind of nonsense that over time just eats away at all your income, eats away at all your equity. So I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a fan of looking at stocks. I'm a fan of looking at index funds that pay out dividends, whether the dividends be every month, whether dividends be every quarter or annual. And I want to be able to put myself into a DRIP program. So what that is it's a dividend reinvestment plan. So every time that the dividend gets paid out, it's automatically put right back in. So you buy more shares of that stock, or you buy more shares in that index fund. So you're continuing to grow, right? So the goal and the reality really is to make sure that your passive investments and your income supersede your monthly expenses, your taxes, and your lifestyle, but by at least a factor of 3 to 1, right? It's very important that you do this, because at the end of the day, if you don't do this, you're not going to be on a real positive stream when it comes to passive income. You want to be able to make sure that your passive income is supersedes your monthly overhead. So if your monthly drain is, let's say, we'll use a round number. So let's say your monthly drain, your expenses, taxes, everything that you have is $10,000. Then you want to make sure that you have what's considered a money tap, and that money tap should be bringing in anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 a month for you. So as you can see now, what this actually does is this increases your net worth, right? Over time, what's going to happen now is this is how you generate a couple different things. A couple different things are going to happen. You're going to have a monthly passive income stream that highly super succeeds your monthly expenses. What happens now is because you're having so much passive income that's coming in, this is going to help grow your net worth, right? And when you grow your net worth, you grow your asset base. This is what's going to happen when it comes 10 years, 15 years down the road. This is how you turn yourself into a multi cash millionaire, because you have the power of the investments behind you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this this next module on the 3 pillars of wealth. If you guys like, definitely there's a link right here that you can go get some more information. I'm always around. I'm always here. I want to be able to give you some more high quality information, which I'm going to do. So I want you to stay tuned for module number 3 for the 3 pillars of wealth. And this is going to be highly exciting for me. I like doing these Facebook Lives. So I'll see you in the profit zone. Take care, everybody. Oh, before I do that, let me see what's going on here. Oh, I got to take the screen off. Sorry.